Hello there. Dr. Bill Crawford here, psychologist, speaker, author of 4 books, host of 2 PBS specials. Here today to give you another tip on how to help you create the life you want. How to bring more clarity, confidence, creativity to everything you do. This is the 5th installment of a 5-video series that I've been producing, again, to give you more information about how to help you become more influential in your life and in the lives of others. The first video, we talked about the power of purpose. The second one, we looked at the past and what I call our piece of the pie, or our perceptions, interpretations, and expectations, and how they influence our life. The third, we looked at the wisdom of serenity, the importance of seeing serenity as the precursor to acceptance, courage, wisdom, and change. The fourth video, we looked at the energy that drives our thoughts, decisions, behaviors, beliefs. This 5th video, we're going to look at the concept of responsibility, and then I'm going to put it all together in a model. Now, the concept of responsibility on some level can be a little tricky, because while people believe that being responsible is a good thing, very few people kind of step up to the plate saying, yes, I'm responsible for that. And the reason, I think, is because we see responsibility as blame. Who's to blame if something goes wrong? That's when people go, whoa, I'm not responsible. They did it, they made me, or I didn't know, or whatever. It's kind of that abdication of responsibility. So I like to take a philosophy, a model, and shift it around a little bit. So rather than looking at responsibility as who's to blame if something goes wrong, I like to look at the word responsibility as our ability to respond. Responsibility is our ability to respond. And I don't know about you, but I want to have the ability to respond to life in a way that is congruent with the life I want to create, in a way that's congruent with my highest purpose, what's most important in my life. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is, if you want that as well, be willing to take 100% responsibility for your ability to respond. What does that mean? Doesn't mean we have to go around taking responsibility for everybody on the planet. It just means we're not going to need something or someone else to change outside of ourselves in order for us to be able to define who we are in a way that's congruent with what we would teach to someone we love. So I'm encouraging you to take that concept of responsibility, make it meaningful for you, make it something you can embrace, and I think it will be helpful in this process. Now, for those of you who've been following my Life from the Top of the Mind philosophy, you know that all of these perspectives, all of these aspects of this model come from the upper 80% of the brain, this very purposeful neocortex part of the brain that looks at who we are and who we want to be and becomes influential in that process, as opposed to the lower 20% of the brain, which is very reactive, very habitual, doesn't do things on purpose. It just does things in a way that is based on a fight or flight response, or based on some old belief or perspective that we've kind of inherited but don't really believe in. So what I want to do is kind of look at this model from a top-of-the-mind perspective. And really this is about clarity, confidence, and creativity. Another model that I created, which is a developmental model, meaning we got to have clarity before we can have confidence. We've got to have clarity and confidence before we can access our creativity. So I'm going to suggest if there's some aspect of your life that isn't working the way you want to, chances are there's something about that that you need to become more clear about. Get some more information, that there's a lack of clarity somewhere in there. Maybe you're not clear about your highest purpose in that situation. Maybe you're not clear about the qualities and characteristics you want to define who you are in a way that you would recommend to someone you love. Maybe you're not clear about how any old habits from the past may be influencing your beliefs, your perspectives, your behaviors. Maybe you want to look at those beliefs, those perspectives, interpretations, expectations, and again, align those with ones you would recommend to those you love. Maybe you're not clear about the wisdom of serenity as the precursor to acceptance, courage, wisdom, and change. That sometimes we have to start by accepting the things we can't change so that then we have the courage to change the things we can and the wisdom to know the difference, and all of that starts with serenity. Maybe you're not clear about the energy that is driving your thoughts, decisions, behavior. Is there a difference in your life between awareness and worry, fear and love, perfection and excellence? If so, you want to get really clear about the energy you would use to drive your thoughts, decisions, and behavior, again, in a way that you would recommend to someone you love. Maybe you're not clear about what it's like to take 100% responsibility for our ability to respond. If we were able to do that, how would that change our experience of life? That we could go into any situation knowing that nothing and no one could shake our cage, rattle our cage, stress us out, jerk our chain, that we could have total confidence in being who we are. That's what we're talking about here. So again, I like to put my models into kind of an all-encompassing model. So this is the power model: purpose, our past, the wisdom of serenity, the energy we choose, and responsibility. That spells power. And it's all about us having more power, more influential in every aspect of our lives. And I believe that when we go into a situation clear about our highest purpose, the most important thing in a way that we could define. Remember, you never want to make the most important thing in your life something that is beyond your control. That is a recipe for stress, frustration, anxiety. So we go in there clear about our highest purpose, or the qualities we want to use to define who we are. Clear about any old habits from our past we want to change, any old beliefs about difficult people or traffic or stressors or things like that, so that we can begin to change that in a way that is congruent with what we would recommend to someone we love. Change those perceptions. Clear about the value of the wisdom of serenity, so that we're stopping every once in a while, taking that pause, making sure that we're moving forward in this purposeful way, accepting what we can't change, having the courage to change what we can. Clear about the energy we use, so we're not relying on stress and worry and fear to deal with stress and worry and fear. We've got to shift to an energy that is more top of the mind, that engages this upper 80% of the brain: awareness, love, excitement, happiness. Clear about our willingness to take 100% responsibility for our ability to respond, so we need nothing around us to change before we can create the life we want, at least from the inside out. We may need to make some changes in our life, but we don't want those changes to be what makes us feel a certain way. We want to get the feeling, clarity about the feeling, and then have the changes reflect that feeling. So I think when we're clear about all of these, we can go into any situation confident in our ability to define who we are in a way that we would recommend to someone we love. Now, does this take some practice? Absolutely. We want to make it a habit. They say it only takes 21 days to change a habit. So, now, the fact that we might be doing this in 21 days feels a little ambitious, but how about 2 months or 4 months or 6 months? Do you plan on being alive 6 months from now? If so, wouldn't it be great if this was a new habitual, purposeful way of thinking, responding to life? And once we have that clarity and that confidence, we can now deal with life creatively. We can change things in a way where we can actually improve our experience of life. We can bring our creativity into the process because we're coming from this clarity and this confidence. Creativity comes from that upper 80% of the brain, and we got to have clarity and confidence before we can go there. So I'm hoping you can see how maybe using this power model can help you become more powerful, more influential in your life. And I'm hoping these videos are helping you do that. If you'd like to, feel free to review the entire series. It's designed to be a developmental model so that you start with one and add on as we go through. Again, my goal is always to help you be able to bring more clarity, confidence, creativity into everything you do. If you would like me to come and do a presentation to your organization, your group, about this top-of-the-mind perspective, how to use it in dealing with difficult people, stressful situations, challenging situations, all you got to do is go to my website, billcrawfordphd.com, hit the contact button, let me know what you're interested in, and I would love to talk with you about that. In the meantime, again, here is to you, bringing more clarity, more confidence, more creativity to everything you do, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.